This is the daily update for February 4, 2022. Oromo rebels attacked Amhara civilians in Horo Guduru. The number of deaths is unknown. Similarly, Oromo rebels kill a bus driver and passengers that were headed from Addis to Bahir Dar. The number of killed are 4, but the number could increase. Tigray rebels killed several Afar civilians via shelling. TPLF has cleared most of Alamata and Waja town residents. The ENDF has continued to arrest Amhara civilians in Karamu. Baldira's party issues a statement supporting Fano forces. Baldira's stated that Fano forces have been instrumental in the war effort by fighting TPLF terrorists. Sudanese Professionals Association denounces UN for failing to condemn the coup. Lastly, the Somali government has threatened to sue global mail media for falsely claiming Somali soldiers took part in the Tigray war. The government said the media must provide evidence. This is the daily update for January 31, 2022. Tigray rebels killed 10 Amhara civilians in Adi Arike. Amhara IDPs from Wilega camped in Addis Ababa say the government is mistreating them. Oromo rebels kidnap 31 Amhara civilians, burn 48 houses, and destroy 31 farmers' harvest mounts. Former Prime Minister Haile Mariam Desalegn is wanted by the federal government. Sudan's military junta says the UN should be a facilitator, not a mediator. Prime Minister Abiy heads to the UAE and meets with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. Similarly, the Somali Prime Minister, Mohamed Roble, meets with the UAE Vice President Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. A roadside bomb kills 13 civilians on the Kenya-Somalia border. Lastly, the Sudanese military killed 1 protester and wounded dozens. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. This is the daily update for February 1, 2022. ENDF forces are arresting, beating, and harassing Amhara civilians in Wilega. Locals say the reason behind the arrests and beatings is that Amhara civilians are defending themselves against Oromo rebels. In Afar region, Guwaine, Afar civilians held a protest denouncing Tigray rebels for opening war on Afar civilians. Leaked audio of the southern region president making controversial statements has been made public. In the leaked audio, the southern president says the Gurage people should stand with the Oromo government to keep their interest. The Sudan military junta boycotts the UN Human Rights Council over a dismissed ambassador. Sudanese protesters accuse Cairo of supporting the coup, straining relations. Somaliland offers the US military to use its seaport. In Garo town, in Puntland state, clan members were injured after they had a shootout over a federal parliamentary seat. Lastly, Puntland state is to execute 4 al-Shabaab militants. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe. This is the war report for February 2, 2022. In the last 4 days, Oromo rebels killed 300 Amhara civilians, Karamu, Wilega. Similarly, Oromo rebels kidnap a 20-year-old girl and demand a 100,000 birr ransom. The ENDF arrested 45 Amhara civilians in Karamu, Wilega. The Ethiopian Human Rights Council says Oromo region forces killed 14 Karayu elders. Gamo farmers say authorities are beating and confiscating their lands. The Canadian Embassy in Ethiopia says 11 million Amhara civilians need urgent aid. The US is prepared to sanction Sudan's military leaders if the violence against Sudanese civilians does not stop. It also stated that it would bypass the military power and distribute aid on its own terms. 50 NGOs warn of a deepening humanitarian crisis in Somalia. They say that Somalia is in need of urgent aid due to the looming drought. They say if people do not get the needed aid in time, it will be a catastrophe. Thank you for watching and please subscribe. This is the daily update for February 3, 2022. Oromo rebels prepare to attack Amhara civilians in Limuarkumbi, Wilega. Unknown gunmen killed 2 civilians and robbed livestock in Amaro, southern region. Tigray rebels kill an Amhara man named Asif Zegaye in Alamata. In Adi Arike, rebels kidnap 15 civilians and beat 11 others. Murle rebels in South Sudan invaded Gambela once more and attacked Gambela regional forces. 20,000 Amhara IDPs from Alamata are camped in Kobo. Addis Ababa City Mayor Abibe doubled down on refusing to meet with Orthodox Church leaders. Sudan's Resistance Committee continues its protests against military rule. Thank you for watching and please subscribe.